Let's be real here for a second. We're all excited for Trails in the Sky the First, otherwise known as the Trails in the Sky remake. And with the reveal of all these different trailers that we've gotten our hands and, well, more importantly, our eyes on, and with just how insane the budget looks for this game in terms of the animation and the choreography and just the overall quality, that I wanted to put together a list of 5 scenes that I really hope Falcom dumps all of the budget into. Starting things off with an easy one for number 5. The Agate versus Lieutenant Lawrence fight. Dude. Oh, could you imagine? This will be the litmus test, alright? If we get a really good animated fight scene between these two, dude, that means SC is gonna go insane. Oh, I don't even want to think about it because that will derail me. From the improvements that we have seen in games like Daybreak and a little bit of Daybreak 2, you can get a glimpse of it in the OP. I haven't seen the scene for myself, but I've been told it's absolute cinema. And with what little I have seen of the promo material for Kai and how it's even more improved in that game, dude, we could have some legit legendary fight scenes on our hands in these remakes. Oh. Now, I'm somebody that I love the fight scenes in the OG games. I just think they did such a really great job with the choreography for just these tiny little sprites. It really does feel like playing with your action figures, you know, as a kid. Having them do all these kinds of jumps and flips, and it was very acrobatic and managed to keep you glued to your seat despite, you know, the technological limitations. So what could Falcom do with a proper budget? I would certainly love to see it, starting with this. Oh. Even if they just recreated the fight one-to-one from the OG, just in the newer engine, it would still be incredible. And just maybe add some more dynamic camera angles, maybe some extra sound effects here and there, some extra little visual effects on top for good measure. It would be an absolute blast to witness. Moving right along to number 4. The entire Genis Royal Academy play. Now, when I say the entire play, I don't necessarily mean the scenes where they pan over to the audience and we get characters having little conversations and making little quips about things that are happening on scene as they're doing the scene changes, right, from behind the curtain. But I'm talking about the actual events that happen on the stage in general. Maybe even throw in a little sneak peek backstage where we see Hans and a couple other of the generic students like helping out with the scene change as the curtains are closed. That would be pretty cool. But maybe even with Falcom's new advanced rigging and their better handle with animation in general, we could even see characters just meandering about up on stage, maybe even interacting with objects or the environment that's been placed up there, instead of just standing around and talking to each other. Maybe characters will pick up a glass of water, take a sip out of it, set it back down. Maybe we could even have dynamic camera angles for the play for various scenes, like when Julius gets stabbed, or even the fight scene between the two knights. But this is one of those moments where I feel Falcom could really show off. And because the play is such a big integral part of FC, I feel like them putting the budget into making this something even more memorable would just be quite the spectacle to behold. And while as a theater kid myself, I could honestly talk about this all day, but I will save you guys the hassle. And move right along to number 3. Another fight scene, this time in the Colosseum. And yep, I'm talking about the grand finale between Estelle's group and the Intelligence Division. I got this idea from watching the OP of Trails in the Sky FC, the Evo version. There's a little scene in there that shows that Colosseum fight scene, where Estelle rushes forward, Joshua lunges in behind her, Lieutenant Lawrence bashes Estelle away, and then him and Joshua lock swords and eyes. And it's like, wow, could you imagine a fully animated scene of this? Maybe have some art spells slinging around, do some like extra cool crafts and other various animations and dodging and would definitely serve to increase the excitement of the Colosseum and give it an atmosphere to match. And I got a bit more of a cozier one for number 2 here, and that's the lunch scene at Minoria, where Estelle and Joshua are sitting on the bench, having a chat. Feed me, Joshua. Estelle acting like a Furby. Feed me. And really all you need for this one are just some extra dynamic camera angles and some very beautiful scenery shots. Looking out towards the sea, looking up towards the lighthouse, maybe passing over the village, watching the NPCs walk around, maybe the kids are playing, you hear them in the background, maybe the wind blows a little bit, rustles Estelle's hair. Just like typical rom-com anime shenanigans. But I think a little bit would go a long way into making that scene even more memorable than it already is. And well, last but not least, number 1. The scene you probably expected to be on this list, but I mean, come on. And that is the scene. All the old heads who have played OG FC know what I'm talking about. This is the scene at the very end of the game. I'm not going to give it a name, I'm not going to show anything from the original game, just in case. So I don't want to spoil anything, especially since it's probably it is undoubtedly the biggest reveal in the game. And just the height, the peak, the absolute mountain of emotions that you feel watching that entire scene transpire. From, dude, we can finally have something even better than front-facing character portraits. Oh, dude, if Falcom does the facial animations and the camera angles and the music and the movements of the models and the transitions just right, they could make this scene even better. They could make this scene 10 times better and make an even more unforgettable moment just that much more. Just burn it into your brain. It's like, yeah, you are never gonna forget this for as long as you live. I guess you could even extend it into the lead up before this scene with another bench. Wow. A lot of crazy scenes happen around benches in this series, huh? I'm starting to think maybe they're the main villains the whole time. Oh, but dude, I can't wait to see just what Falcom does with these games. How much budget are they gonna pour into it? Are they gonna keep a lot of things static and save the more fancy animations for just very select few scenes? Or are they just gonna go ham and spoil us rotten? I can't wait to find out together with you guys eventually when this game drops. And this has been my top 5 scenes that I want Falcom to just blow all their budget on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it before you head out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below telling me what scenes you would like to see animated. And of course, a very special thank you to all my current channel members and supporters over on Patreon. If you want to help support the channel, you get things like up to a week of early access and some other little bits and baubles. And I would greatly appreciate your support if you would choose to do so. I'm gonna get out of here. It was a pleasure. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace out and stay spicy.
All right, what's next?